Welcome back, my name is Piku. The game is Final Fantasy XVI. Last time, we discovered quite a bit
Where did all the men of
about Quentin's backstory and how tragic it was. Let's see. Go through Briar's Kiss.
it would make
I also posted a question as to what that beeping sound is on the Audacity Discord. Also on the OBS forums, just to be safe.
Now where's Otto?
Got a response on OBS, didn't get a response on Audacity so far. What the OBS people seem to think is that there's some kind of a electronic noise coming down my earplug from the microphone. Like interference from the electronics inside my PC. So I've tried moving the position of my microphone, and right now I'm not hearing any beeping. So hopefully the new position works and I don't have to buy like an expensive USB sound card, but we'll see.
Straight home now. Otto, sorry I'm late.
Oh, Clive. I had a quick scout about, and I reckon this area's our best bet. Seems Blackthorn's the only one who thinks smithing with his Stardust stuff's a good idea. It's just lying here, waiting for any old fool to fill his boots.
But unlike any old fool, you thought to bring a wagon.
Well spotted. Now get filling.
I mean, I'm fine if I can just pick the stuff up and not have to spend any gil for it.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me.
Well, you're not the master blacksmith. So. We'll leave that assertion to the professionals. There's the last scrap of Stardust. I wouldn't think it'd be this far up the bank, but... I don't see it. Apparently... quest mark goes all the way around here. Wherefore art thou? Oh, there it is.
That should be enough for now. Let's see how Otto's getting on.
How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Legend has it that a star once fell from the heavens and punctured a hole in the Dalmatian desert, whence sprang forth the fountainhead of the river Velcroy.
More than me. Put it all together, and I can't see Blackthorne complaining. Much. Here, Clive. Do you fancy a walk? Sid would be proud.
Of what?
Of you, you idiot. The way you've carried on what he started. When we first met, I had you down as a spoilt little puppy who enjoyed nothing more than biting the hand that fed you. But 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding. So thanks for proving me wrong.
You weren't wrong. But I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. When I suggested taking on his name, you were the first to back me. And if you hadn't, no one else would have. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Otto.
Don't give over. You're making me blush. All I did was choose hope over despair. I gave you a chance, yes, but you're the one who took it. You took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts and put them back on their feet. Gave them something worth fighting for, just like the old Sid did. About time I was heading back, I reckon. All this scrabbling about in the sand's taken its toll on the old pins.
I'll see you back at the hideaway then. You can take a well-earned rest when you get there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. But I'll make sure Blackthorne gets his precious black sand before I put my feet up. He'll only moan otherwise.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
I am rather curious as to how these conversations go if I had picked Gav. But such is always the
Let's hope
curse
this is all Blackthorne needs.
of branching paths.
Well, don't just stand there gawping. Go on, then.
Nothing's interesting. Oh. I might have to purchase some of these at one point.
You're rubbing me blind, you know. It'd better all be here. Come again. Or don't. Is it business or pleasure? It's a relief.
Feels like we can breathe again. No more living in fear.
Thank you, Clive.
I know I don't say it often, but I mean it. Oh, and best of luck too. Many here, every other worldly woe paled in comparison to the threat of Hugo Kupka. Now he's gone, finally have time to devote to everyday gripes and grumbles. And as the captain of this little ship, I'm sure you'll be on the receiving end of more than a few.
Try not to get yourself killed, eh?
Blackthorne. Got everything you need.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
Nice to get out and about for once. Let's do it again sometime, eh?
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It will take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Setting off Steam 1. Complete. Goblin Coin, Black Blood, and the Gill Bug.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
Alright, Mid. I come bearing news. Hopefully news that puts you one step closer to visiting your old man's grave.
We're seeing troops amassing at every port.
I think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's the name? Right.
Well, thank goodness for convenience.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
Funny, I was just out that way, dealing with some black shields.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
Dark times. Head for Lost Wing. Worry about them. Hopefully it doesn't go too poorly.
Run like the
There we
wind.
go. Properly chilling music and all. And then I wonder what unwanted visitor exactly is taking up residence around here.
You deserve a rest.
But you won't leave me alone.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back.
Wasn't expecting to see you on site. Not that I mind.
Anybody home?
Oh, hi, Norman.
This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
Now I learned from when I hunted one of you. Come here, you pest. What are you doing?
Nice try.
Stupid Ariman.
The things I do for you, mate.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, See that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
I likely wouldn't have been anywhere near as safe had I not fought that Oriman as a hunt earlier. I wouldn't have been prepared for its doom attack. The warrior. Increases strength tonic duration by 10 seconds. Only those who have stood in battle can know its boon and its curse. This is an account of the Siege of Stonier. Weapon says me. Me, right? Oh, Mid, I have one good news for you.
Seeing troops
Did you ever come out of your hovel?
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot.
The bear's plight. Few are those who would strive to lighten the burden borne by the crystal's curse. But if we were to survive the coming storm, we must stand together. Bear and brother, as you have shown us. Friend of the Northreach. 2 meteorites.
Here you are. All done?
I think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Hippocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
Honestly, this kid. If we need something light, it's very resistant to heat.
Started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
I don't imagine we're going to be using adamantite or anything similar. Or maybe we will. They already played us well enough with the limestone. So I'm fine if they decide to use fantasy metal as a get out of jail free card this time.
Hippocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive? Always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Thermal shielding designs. Baffling diagram made all the more confounding by the preponderance of question marks that blemish its borders.
Shielding for a mithril engine. What Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Well, gee, I wonder who I'm going to pick. Jill, who we spend all the time with.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Or Tara.
All right. So, what are we fetching?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Garlic? Conch shells? Are you sure this is the right list? Looks like the ingredients for someone's supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
All right. Stay safe.
See you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research.
This should prove interesting.
Now, where's Taya?
Yeah, there you are.
Keep them pilgers nice and chilled.
Need to stock up on
Won't
these.
have you spoil.
There you are, Talia.
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should split up. Take a few items each.
All right. What shall I look for?
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts? Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
Shouldn't be too hard to find such simple spices and herbs.
What do you want? And
The edible fruit of the papaya plant is prized by chocobo breeders. Although the superstition that it lends a dead bird additional stamina seems largely founded on its blushing, swollen form than any quantifiable results.
good riddance.
So rude.
What can I interest you in today? I trust it's all here.
Elementary alliums are a hallmark of classical samurai cuisine. So much so that it is a tradition for the emperor to award honorary titles to those responsible for supervising their cultivation and preparation in the White Worm Castle kitchens. The so-called Garlic Knight among them.
You're always welcome
That
here
should do
in
it.
Lost Wing.
Hopefully Talia's finished too.
Fresh cuts. Come and get them. Come. You'll not find a bruised pig.
Well, did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting. But we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Quick chat.
Excuse me, had to sneeze.
Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
I think you might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited me out once. For shame.
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, just memories. I came here with Sid once, shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. In a good way, of course. Thank you, Taya,
For what?
for everything. I just want you to know that all you've done for us, all you still do, it's appreciated.
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't? But in the spirit of sharing and caring, you're appreciated too, by all of us. Well, I think we've tarried long enough. I ought to get these ingredients back to Tomes so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the hideaway, all right?
All right. And thanks again.
I heard you the first time.
That was sweet. That time I have no doubt there's unique dialogue between the two. Still, I'm glad I picked Zara. Don't often get to interact with her.
I wonder how Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Well, I should hope he's getting along rather well.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Hippocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
Oh, and Clive. It was good to talk. We should do it again sometime.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates.
I'm sure Mid will be thrilled with testing and retesting everything.
Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then.
She definitely seems like the sort to have the patience for that kind of thing.
Thanks to Sid.
Now then, when do we get our flying ship? The Enterprise is already equipped with the ability to fly. But I doubt that very much. Only because it still feels a little bit too early for that. As far as Final Fantasy games go, flying ships usually come pretty late in the game. And I'm still under the impression that the base will become our flying ship, so.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
You sound so excited, Blackthorn. Sometime later.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Roger, roger.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
New side quests have popped. And we're already pushing up against the 45-minute mark. Ooh, that's a plus. So, we'll be doing... Excuse me again. We'll be doing that side quest next episode. But until then, and hopefully by then the hiccups will not be here. So until then, remember, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and if you'd be so kind, get off my lawn, you filthy casuals.